A very good morning to you and welcome to the news at 10 on Nta News 24. We're broadcasting live from our studio here in Abuja. I am Claire Adelabu Abdul Razak. Let's get started with the headlines. Africa-China relationship. President Bola Tinubu craves for more strategic approach to unlocking continent's gold mine. National Economic Council unveils plans to mitigate flood effects, moves to counter malnutrition. Ministry of Water Resources highlights prospects of optimal aquatic management in agriculture. Thank you for joining us. Let's get started with the news now. And President Bola Tinubu has canvassed deepening of strategic partnership that will unlock an unprecedented level of goals in Africa and China. President Tinubu spoke in his capacity as chairman of ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government at the opening ceremony of the 2024 summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, known as FOCAC, which is underway in Beijing. State House correspondent Musbat Danwahab reports.
At all further capped, President Bola Tinubu would take the floor at the Great Hall of Beijing. In addition to his responsibilities as the leader of the African giant, the president here also carries the voices of West African leaders along with him to FOCAC. And in this sub-regional capacity, President Tinubu assessed as remarkable the partnership between China and African countries for over 50 years, as well as the FOCAC of about 25 years, being driven by collective vision for future prosperity.
Trade between Africa and China has grown exponentially, reaching an estimated $280 billion US. These impressive figures speak volumes about the strength of our economic relationship and expanding integration of our market.
President Tinubu hinges the strength and success of a growing partnership on mutual respect and a common destiny between the two parties.
Despite the global challenges we face, whether the economic or geographical, our partnership has stood firm, resolute, and offering a powerful example of what can be achieved through respect for sovereignty and non-interference.
The ECOWAS chairman, who said the countries of the world need collaboration for collective progress, believes a better strengthened FOCAC platform will ensure a win-win situation for members.
As we look to the future, it is crucial that we maintain the momentum, peaceful dialogue, transparent business practices, diplomatic conflict resolution remains at the forefront of our efforts. These values will ensure that the bond between Africa and China continue to deepen and benefit both regions for the generations yet to come.
The Nigerian leader converses genuine commitments to further deepen the partnership in the better interest of China and Africa. From Beijing, Musba Danwahab, Nta News.
And back home, the National Economic Council has reconstituted the Committee on Flood Mitigation and Adaptation to alleviate the plight of affected states. The Council also endorsed the N774 program as a primary platform for combating malnutrition in Nigeria. Our State House correspondent Abdulrahman Jibrila reports on this and other issues deliberated at the meeting.
This is the 144th National Economic Council meeting and the 6th in the year 2024, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima, with governors and other stakeholders. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, on behalf of the state governors, commended the federal government on the Flood Situation Intervention Support Fund of 3 billion naira to each state.
More devastating along the northeast axis, where the major artery between Kano and Maiduguri has been cut off, with devastating effects on households, schools, bridges, and other means of livelihoods. Lives were lost, and a lot of properties were also destroyed.
Monday will be the deadline for all the states of the Federation to submit a detail of damages, including farms, schools, bridges that have been affected by the last flood. And Mr. Chairman mentioned that it will be taken into consideration for appropriate support to the various states.
On issues of healthcare services, the National Economic Council endorses the N774 program as a primary platform for combating malnutrition in Nigeria, emphasizing partnership among the 3 tiers of government, a priority.
The challenge that we see on nutrition. We are distributing multiple micronutrient supplements that have been mobilized free. 1.3 million doses have already been distributed, and each one of those 1.3 million packages will serve a pregnant woman 6 months. That will be for the mother, but also for her child.
The council at the meeting directed state governments to establish Food and Nutrition Security Task Force, calling on development partners to mobilize resources to complement government efforts to address malnutrition. On state policing, sequel to upsurge of insecurity in some parts of the country, the National Economic Council directed 4 states yet to submit their report to do so by Monday, September 9th, for proper attention to complete the report on the establishment of state police.
So that we would have a robust security in our nation. And for that purpose, sometime in the past, NEC considered the establishment of state police and asked states to make submissions for consideration.
The council also received updates on the federation account.
On the following accounts: the foreign excess crude accounts is starting at 473,754.47 cents. Natural resources accounts 3,551,078,534 naira 57 kobo.
Prior to the meeting, Vice President Kashim Shettima received Bill Gates and Aliko Dangote, and at the end of the council meeting, the council appreciated the 2 foundations for the support to Nigeria in several initiatives. From the State House, Abdulrahman Jibrila, Nta News.
In other stories now, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority says the commencement of petrol production by Dangote refinery will have an enormous impact in unlocking supply in the country. Authority Chief Executive Farouk Ahmed said this at the presentation of license for refinery expansion to an indigenous refinery in Abuja. Lydia Sampson was there.
This license presentation is considered significant to down and midstream of the oil and gas sector for an additional 10,000 barrels per day through an expected additional 5,000 barrels per day crude distillation unit.
They have their own field where they produce and they inject directly into the refinery. So they don't have to go through importation or anything. This is all localized. So once it's completed by October, let's say next year, 2025, the refinery will be producing about 10,000 barrels per day. Coupled with the NNPC refineries and Dangote refineries coming on stream, I think like we all project net we might be eventually net exporters of gasoline rather than net importer.
He says the NMDPRA is committed to enabling down and midstream sector development towards deepening energy security, as the NMDPRA theme continues to work with all indigenous refineries.
As far as the NMDPRA is concerned, we have given all the necessary support to Dangote refinery project. As I'm talking to you now, we have 18 of our officers working there. We have 10 that are permanently there on the shift of 5 and 5. And then we just recently, as far as the last week, we sent another set of 8 of our officers. 3 of them are working at the laboratory so that they can do the accreditation of their laboratory.
Answering questions on the pump price increase by the federal government, Farouk Ahmed says NNPC Limited, as a company having cried out about the financial burden incurred from price differentials, took its own decision. Already, most petrol stations in the FCT have since adjusted their pump prices, with NNPC Limited selling at 897 naira per litre. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, Nta News.
And the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation says it is leaving no stone unturned to ensure the protection and sustenance of critical national water and sanitation assets. Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Usev, stated this when he visited the Darinkowa Dam in Gombe State, where he debunked reports that the dam was collapsing due to flooding. Nafisa Umar Garba reports.
It is an assessment visit by the Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation to Darinkowa to clarify the unfounded information published by some national dailies insinuating collapse of Darinkowa Dam due to flooding. Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Tamu, reassured Nigerians that the ministry is always on the alert to safeguard lives and property of communities where water infrastructure are sited.
We are actually here in Darinkowa to tell Nigerians that the information that came out in prints and other social medias are actually misleading, and we want to assure the citizens that are living here, the inhabitants and general public, that everything is under control. The dam is supplying its best in terms of irrigation, water supply, and the hydropower components.
We in the Ministry of Water Resources are leaving no stone unturned to ensure that our critical national asset is adequately protected.
When we saw it, I saw it yesterday, somebody sent the link. When I opened it, I was shocked. We don't know the source of the information. We don't know the indices they used.
The multi-million naira Darinkowa Dam project, apart from providing electricity, has also been selected for the federal government's special irrigation project that will ensure food sufficiency in line with the president's renewed hope agenda. The Darinkowa farmlands were submerged due to recent flooding in the area. The dam was not affected. Nafisa Umar Garba, Nta News.
And fire outbreak has destroyed a store where vital hospital equipment were kept at the Yola Hospital, Specialist Hospital in Adamawa State. Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintri, who visited the hospital on a fact-finding visit, urged people to always guard government property jealously. Yusuf Chika reports.
The cause of the fire incident, which is yet to be ascertained, destroyed equipment meant for the day-to-day operations in the hospital. Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintri, who was on the spot assessment visit, described the incident as unfortunate, calling on people to always guard public property and the interest of well-being of the society. He said his administration will continue to give priority to health sector to enable people of the state have access to better health care services.
We're not going back, and we shall continue to march forward, providing excellent service, especially in health delivery to our people. This place has no electricity connection, but you saw what happened. We'll do our best and see that the perpetrators are also featured and dealt with. Well, government is making effort to ensure that we provide the best for the larger population.
The Commissioner of Health and Human Services Adamawa State, Felix Tangwame, explained that the fire incident will not in any way affect provision of healthcare services to the public. In Yola, Yusuf Jika, Nta News.
And you're watching the news at 10 on Nta News 24. We have more stories, including the new app coming from FRSC. Join us again.
From the creeks of the Niger Delta to the breathtaking scenery of the plateau, in noonday and nighttime, we set out to bring to you captivating stories that evoke your emotions. For fascinating documentaries and reports on day-to-day issues with expert analysis, tune in to Nta News24, DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 26, StarTimes channel 101 and 433, and Free TV channel 703.
Thank you for joining us again. Now, the Federal Road Safety Corps is launching a mobile app that it says will interface between the Corps and the public. Now, it is referred to as a one-stop shop for the people due to a series of features the app, of course, conveys. Now, we'll join our correspondent, Yemi Ajayi, who is at the venue of the launch, to give us more insight. Yemi, good morning to you. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Claire.
Great news coming from the FRSC. I understand this is one app that has quite a number of features, but so other phone apps are out there. So what can you tell us about this feature? What makes it stand out?
All right, thank you, Claire. Actually, this seems to be the first mobile app that FRS will be launching, and it creates a certain kind of connection between the core and the population, talking about the commuters, and even everyone can access it. And basically, what they tend to achieve is to create a better interface between the people and the core. And also, they refer to it as a one-stop shop mobile app, whereby you have basically major access to some of the features, and also if there are issues that one has with the core, one can easily, through this app, actually communicate with them. And it also gives the commuters, even in a vehicle, access to report even drivers when there's a situation of overspeeding. But basically, to talk more on this particular feature is the core public education officer, that is, we're talking about Segun Ogungbemide. Good morning, Mr. Segun.
Good morning.
Yeah, we're launching the app this morning. Basically, what do you intend to achieve with it, with talking about the population?
Yes, thank you very much. Like we have given enough advocacy about this FRSC mobile app. It's a new innovation put in place by the core machine MNI. And it has to do with having our products and services all stocked in one application for the purpose, because the end result is reducing road traffic crashes. Because when you look at some of the functionalities of this app, you know that it's more in alignment with the United Nations Decade of Action's 5 pillars that talks about road management, talks about good user road use, good vehicle, and post-crash response time. And the whole hub has to do with this. Because when you look at the issue of having the eyewitness accounts, which can be used to give on-point account of crashes that happen, for us to have quick response to attend to this particular problem. And also, when you look at the interface between the members of the public and FRSC, you know that they has to do with driver's license and number plate. We have so many features that will be of good to Nigerian populace.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Segun. I think here with me also is the technical advisor to the Corps Marshal, someone who knows more about the technical aspects, talking about the app. Now, basically, people actually talk about the connection, talking about internet, talking about other things. How encompassing is this app in terms of connection and connectivity?
Well, the FRSC mobile app is like a tool, you understand, to take most of the services that we offer in FRSC to the doorsteps of the public. So it's like something like a one-stop shop, you understand, on issues of driver's license, plate numbers, yes, plate numbers, road traffic crash, social media, all related issues that has to do with FRSC. So, and we have a lot of issues we're trying to manage in FRSC concerning the issue of safer roads, safer vehicles, safer road users, you understand, post-crash care and every other thing. So basically, we are trying to achieve this vision in a situation where road traffic crash results in no death. That's we call it safe system approach. So it's a global system. So that's what we are trying to get to the doorstep of the public.
All right, thank you very much, Claire. I don't know if
I have some questions for you and the co-officials. I'm wondering, because I was just going through their information now. We understand, just as he said, that the app gives information about road black spots and alert of any crash spot ahead while traveling. I'd like them to explain that for us, how that works.
Let me get with the question. This audio seems to be low. I can hear you.
Going through, what they have on the net. The app will show and give significant information about road black spots and alert of any crash spot ahead while traveling. So, I mean, how does that work? And then, secondly, does it mean that we will no longer see FRSC, VIOs, and all of those on the streets asking for, expired licenses or elapsed licenses?
Now, basically, they're asking if this app is encompassing, talking about black spots, encompassing, and how to actually identify some of these black spots, and also to inform the populace. And also, does this take off now some of the officials on the road?
Okay. Basically, the issue of black spots and speed monitors, there are two components there. We refer to them as early warning signals. So that the black spots we have a core safety engineering unit that does research as regard locations that are prone to crashes, accidents. So we've been able to identify those spots in the country and get the coordinates of those locations. So these black spots are populated on that app. So when you're approaching those locations, you get a kind of signals, warning signals that in the next 2 kilometers, you have a dangerous spot ahead. So you slow down so that you navigate seamlessly across those spots. Then the issue of the speed monitors, it's for passengers, you understand, passengers to take their safety into their hands. So when you're in a commercial vehicles and you have this app installed on your mobile app, so as in the moment the driver is approaching 100 kilometers per hour, you see that kind of siren alarm warning you that you should caution the driver. You understand? It is a situation where everybody will be able to arrest these uncultured or careless drivers, because human factor is responsible for the huge factor causing road traffic crash in the country. So that's the reason why we put this kind of tool to support and assist road users.
Thank you, Mr. Adeneko, for the insight about it. I don't know if there's any question Claire wants to ask me at the moment.
Yeah, thank you. I think that'll be enough for now. Our time is up for the news for now. Thank you, Yemi. We'll hope to get more from you when you do get back with your full report. And that's the news at 10 on Nta News 24. Just to remind you that, of course, Thursday's news at 10 is an abridged version. There'll be more at 3 on News Desk. I am Claire Adelabu Abdurrazak. Bye-bye.